What do you make of the capacity of President Bola Tinubu in another few months, he will be wanting to seek re-election?
I've said this before, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to say it again. When I left his administration, one of the things I said to many people was, I wish President Tinubu will not run again in 2027.
Why?
I think that first, he said his ambition was to be president. He had been president. So he has satisfied that ambition. He said, Emilio come. I think that's
my turn.
Yes, it's his turn. And he has had his turn. He's been president for 4 years. If, inshallah, he gets to 2027. But I don't think he's run this country well. The Tinubu we used to know, the Tinubu who had all this hunger, who had all this fantastic intelligence for scheming, just hasn't shown that Tinubu. There isn't that fire. There isn't that sense of I must fix this. He's run an economy, not a country. He's running figures. Every day you hear we are saving more money, we are doing this. And today I saw a statement. One of the strongest statements released from Vice President Atiku Abubakar's office, making some really profound allegations against the manner in which funds meant for security of pipelines are missing. You should read that. It really is mind-boggling. And I hope the president's people would see that, sit down, read it, and respond to that. Because Nigerians will read that.
If you say that the president should not run in 2027, who should he yield the floor to?
He should find someone within his party, a younger person, a healthier person, a more focused person, and make him his candidate. He can. If he can run this government, get all these people out of the PDP to come and join him, he's amassed every power that he needs. But he's not running the country.
Politically speaking, is that plausible? Would you do the same if you were in his shoes?
Yes. If I don't have the physical capacity, the mental capacity, or
does it look like he doesn't?
Well, look, the last 2 months, or at least let's go back to since this Trump thing, I didn't see a president who should respond to an emergency or a challenge in this manner, with this manner and the spirit that he should. I didn't see it. And it's not just on this issue. Oh. The truth is that Nigeria has deteriorated so badly that we cannot continue to run things as if they're normal.
Do you believe that Tinubu has the mental capacity, the physical capacity, the sagaciousness of mind to continue to run Nigeria? Do you think so? I mean, Hakeem Baba said it clearly, without even saying his name, to say that he does not have the physical capacity. He doesn't have the mental capacity to do it. He doesn't have the physical strength to manage a country as complex as Nigeria. By the time, if he wins in 2027, by the time he's done, he's in his 90s. We're in a Cameroonian state already. So we're talking about somebody who's meant to be sleeping, resting, playing with his grandchildren. At a critical time like this in Nigeria, how do you think he'd be able to stay up all night to talk about the security issues in Nigeria? That's why we are where we are right now. That throughout all of this insecurity plaguing the country, the massive number of Nigerians who have been, unalived, today, the president has not said a word. Even when another president from another country talks about coming into Nigeria, the president has not addressed the people of Nigeria. So I ask you again, do you think Tinubu has the mental capacity, the physical capacity, the sagaciousness of mind, not of scheming, to rig elections, not of that, to remain as Nigeria's president? And this is something that before you answer and say, how do you know? Are you a doctor? Or where do you get your facts from? I want to take you back again to 2023, during all of the campaign periods and the election, debate, which he didn't participate in any. How many questions did Tinubu answer? How cognitive was he at that time? Not an ageist. With age comes decline in strength, decline in physical ability, decline in mental abilities. It's natural phenomenon. You understand? But to manage over 200 million Nigerians when you're not physically and mentally capable, that's what speaks volume for me. And that's why I'm saying to you that if you go back to 2023, when Tinubu was blundering his way throughout all of the campaigns, when he was leaking the microphones, when he was always going to France for medical care, even as president, he has gone to France multiple times, and we know this is for healthcare purposes. How would you say that same person? Is it not insanity to do exactly the same thing and expect a different result? The situation where we're in right now in Nigeria is something that anyone could have predicted. Where we are currently today, anyone could have predicted. Because when you listen to how many times Tinubu went Bola blue, blah, blah, blue, when he licked the microphone, when his wife said to him, test the microphone to make sure it's working, the man licked the microphone. That's mental. That's sagacious. That's mental, lack of mental fitness. And then you're worried and you think where we are today could not have been predicted by anybody. The data showed it was going to be like this. We just didn't pay enough attention. Rather, just like, Hakeem Baba is saying, that same Tinubu that used to be in Lagos that had this fluency for scheming. And this scheming, he said, because I wanted you to pick that up clearly. He said for scheming, making plots here. Who wins this? Who wins this? Not about policies, but for scheming. That same person cannot scheme his way into leadership anymore because you've schemed your way into becoming the president, but now you cannot lead. All you're giving us is numbers. And the numbers are not true in the pockets of Nigerians. So if we're truthful to ourselves, in order to rescue Nigeria from this dilemma, this quagmire we find ourselves in, Tinubu should not run in 2027. Because, just as Hakeem Baba-Ahmed said, mentally, physically, he cannot be president anymore. Ask yourself this: what is the net value of Tinubu's contribution to Nigeria's in 2020 from 2023 to 2025? It's a negative. When you take his incoming, his outgoings, like you spend your money, right? His net contribution to our economy today is zero. Because everything Tinubu met, it wasn't. It wasn't security. It wasn't the value of our currency. It wasn't the price of foods and goods and commodities. It wasn't the price of renting a home. It wasn't everything you can think of. People are worse off under this government than they were before. Do you know what it feels like to be worse than Buhari? Do you know what it feels like to look at the president and say you are worse than the dangerous, Buhari that led Nigeria for 8 years and brought Nigeria down, and you just came, whatever was left of Buhari, you did, just destroyed it. After all, you said you were going to continue from where Buhari left off anyway, so we're continuing from where Buhari left off, and we're on a downward spiral. So you have to come to that conclusion now. No matter how you try to spin it, you have to realize that Tinubu's net value for Nigeria since he became president has been negative. Not even a zero. It's negative. His net value is zero. And I've highlighted that. The numbers shows it. The value of our currency has gone down in his administration from day one. The value of everything Nigeria pays for, we're paying twice as much or even 3 times as much, and we're getting less. And they're telling us to be patient with him. Remember, this is exactly what they told us to do with Buhari. Be patient as they slowly destroy the country. Everything APC is telling Nigeria is, and look at our democracy under this government. Look at how bad it has gotten. So when I say the net value of Tinubu's contribution to Nigeria's democracy today is zero, is exactly what it is. Look at our democracy. Look at the way they hunt down other political parties, won't let them participate. They want to have their meetings, they close down the place, use the police, use the machineries, use the military, use INEC, use the judiciary, use the police. They've seized all government infrastructure just to put themselves in place, just to make sure that the system does not work. It only favors them. That's why I keep saying the net value of Tinubu's contribution to our democracy today, our economy today rather, is net zero or negative zero. There's no way you want to look at this government and say this government has the wherewithal to lead Nigeria. It's a government of sycophancy. It's a government where the people who are in it don't have an idea what they're doing. It's a government where security has worsened, insecurity has worsened, food crisis has worsened. More Nigerians are in abject poverty, multidimensional poverty, I must say. It's a system, a government where more Nigerian kids are out of school. It's a government where political opponents are hunted down, and they force people from other political parties to join them when they're as bad as you can say. And corruption is now rife, even more under this government. And it was even in Buhari's government, as corrupt as it was. So what is the contribution of Tinubu's government then? How do you equate it? This is my point exactly. So as you're thinking about it, is exactly what I'm thinking about when I watched this, and I thought, I'll share my own thought about it. But again, it's not just my thought. It's exactly what Hakeem Baba is saying. Tinubu does not have the mental capacity, the physical strength, the sagaciousness of mind to lead Nigeria anymore. And you have to come to that conclusion. So before you rig election in 2027, realize this. Nigeria is in need for good leadership, where there's direction. Somebody with strength, mental strength, physical strength, mental sagacity to lead the country in the right direction, rather than having to skim your way back in and not know what to do. Because as it stands right now, for everything that we've just listed out, security, food, currency, economy, name it, they're clueless. This government is completely clueless, has no clue of what needs to be done and what it needs to do to fix the economy. But just coasting, hoping that we'll come to a good end. And that's not going to happen. It takes proper planning with the resources and economy that we have, the natural resources of the people. We should be flying, not crawling, currently as we're doing. As a matter of fact, the government is slipping. But again, what do you think? Do you agree with such analysis? Do you think that Tinubu has a better way of leading Nigeria forward? Is that your thinking? Is that your thought? What is your thought? Put your thoughts, put your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, recommend this channel as well. Subscribe if you've not done so. It's free of charge. You help us move the channel forward. We need to reach out to more Nigerians. As always, I will catch you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.